This, my gorgeous Virgo, is probably going to be one of the biggest moments of justice of your entire life. Right at the beginning of this week, you have to remember this, my gorgeous Virgo. You have to remember this. There is like a very interesting, just tiny little creative opportunity which is going to come to the surface. And I say tiny little opportunity. You must not ignore this tiny little opportunity, because this tiny little opportunity is going to become something absolutely enormous, and it's also going to become one of the major aspects of your life when it comes to the most interesting and the most surprising turning point you've ever had. My gorgeous Virgolini, it's to do with the justice. Just remember a karmic justice. I will explain about it in a second or two, but let me just tell you this. When you become aware of this, like a very much so little opportunity, interesting opportunity, you're not gonna see this as like some kind of a huge money maker. You're not gonna see this like something enormous. You're not gonna see something this like something so big, how this is actually going to be. In fact, the next few weeks of your life are gonna be absolutely life-changing, just because you decided to consider this opportunity, or to take this opportunity seriously. So it's to do with a little opportunity which is gonna come in as some kind of a happy surprise. It's gonna come in as a happy surprise, some kind of a little and a rather a creative opportunity that is just gonna seem to you to start with, oh well, it's just something that I like and something that I'm so passionate about, and naturally you're just gonna kind of drift towards it. It's gonna be like kind of, I suppose, impossible for you not to notice this whatsoever because of couple of reasons. Because it's to do with your passion, it's to do something that you're so naturally passionate about, but also second reason is because this is going to be the key, the spiritual key, my gorgeous Virgolini, to unlock your power, to unlock your destiny. You are gonna align yourself like never before. You have no idea which door you're about to walk through. This is all happening because you've been done. You've been done, my gorgeous Virgolini. It looks like that you've been like working so hard on something, so intensely on something, and you have put so much of your precious energy towards something really specific. But something happened along the way within the last like about couple of years, I suppose. Something happened and you feel like you've been done with something really specific. You did not get a reward as big as it should have been by now, and on top of that, you know, and you're most certainly aware that there was something dodgy going on, not with you, but some kind of like, you know, the opposite of justice. Do you know what I mean? Something like it's like the opposite of justice, the thing that's completely opposite of justice. So, you know, you've been putting so much of your precious energy towards something, but almost as if you know that lots of other people were doing like probably the same thing, but then lots of other people have gotten like so much more out of it than you've actually did. Bless your heart. And this is a lot to do with your karma. I'm sorry, but it's to do with your karma, and it's to do with the certain things that you had to go through, and you had to kind of reach this moment where you just kind of like when all this is gonna happen, like, you know, when all this happens, you are just kind of gonna be ready, and you're gonna be prepared for what's to come. Otherwise you wouldn't. The last couple of years have been absolutely crucial when it comes to your personal development, when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to things that you became aware about yourself, about your spirituality, about the world in general. All this was contribute for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, to reach this a rather high stage of your spiritual journey. So that's why I'm saying that it's going to be a huge moment of justice, baby, huge moment of karmic justice, and because you've been done for something like in a negative way. when it comes to you just working on something so intensely for so long, but you haven't seen enough outcome, enough success, and it did make you frustrated, and you have been frustrated lately because that was preventing you to like kind of do things that you want to do. Okay, so you did find yourself being backed in the corner just a little bit. So that's why, for the love of God, bam bam bam, I'm telling you why it's so important for you not to ignore this creative opportunity right at the beginning of this week, which is going to come as some kind of a happy surprise, but it's also instantly going to trigger something within you, you know. Or also you are going to be like, shall I do this or not? But then you will know that, oh my God, the spiritual side of you is going to take over, baby. There is no tomorrow, there is no doubt about it whatsoever. So you know, so when you become aware of this creative opportunity, you need to understand that this is going to come as a happy surprise. Yes, I know I said this a million times, but it's also going to be kind of the moment where you are going to need to commit yourself to something when it comes to it. It's coming with some kind of a commitment, and I suppose this type of commitment is something that it's kind of going to be putting you off a little bit, but thank God that you are going to go with it. The moment in time you realize that you have to commit yourself, what do you have to commit yourself to? The moment in time you realize what exactly do you need to commit yourself to, my gorgeous Virgolini, that moment in time you are advancing yourself. That moment in time, a very sacred journey, it's about to begin. At that moment in time, you are going to step towards, you know, certain things that you're going to be so uncertain about, because it's about stepping towards the unknown. But this in itself, it's not going to put you off whatsoever. It's not going to put you off whatsoever, because a few days after that moment in time, already there is some kind of financial gain, that material gain that you're going to become aware of, that it's actually going to come through it. Absolutely brilliant. And you're not going to be able to kind of see like a big or huge or massive financial gain to start with, but this is what your spirit and what your soul is going to do. It's helping you to align yourself on the way and to see and to understand the new direction in life you wouldn't otherwise even notice, let alone consider seriously. So you know, because you are, this is the beginning, this is, you know, the beginning of a very special stage in your life. This is all going to mean to you so much. This is the beginning of a very meaningful experience in itself, but also at the same time, you know, you will be able to separate, you know, the fantasy from the actual reality. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're like, oh my God, you don't know what's fantasy, what's reality, but you will know what I mean exactly. You will know what I mean exactly by that, because you are really making an extremely intelligent choice when it comes to you taking that creative opportunity as a happy surprise. Because that creative opportunity that you're going to take as a happy surprise, it's going to become one of the major aspects of your life. This is going to become one of the most powerful choices, because this is going to set you free. This is going to liberate you. This is going to change your life. Already at around the midweek, I mean, it's going to take a few days, you know what I mean? Already at around the midweek, as I say, there is some kind of material gain which is going to go on a completely different level that you're going to realize, that you're going to become aware of. And this opportunity that is going to come as a happy surprise, it's literally going to grow and turn out to be something completely different. You're going to discover so much about yourself, so much about your life, so much about your spirituality, and you are going to be drawn more and more and more to make one of the biggest steps and to make one of the biggest moves. You will realize that this in itself is going to really connect with your dreams. This happy surprise and this like a creative opportunity, it's going to connect with your dream, but you did not realize that to start with. But already by the end of this week, you are going to realize Oh my God, you're gonna realize something. You're gonna hear a very unusual and strange, bizarre news right at around the end of the week. And that news will not have anything to do with your life. But that news that you're gonna realize is gonna scare you a little bit. It's to do with the world on the outside. But it's all gonna start making sense, because at that moment in time, your eyes are gonna open. You're gonna become fully aware of something you weren't aware of before. And now this in itself, it's going to create this absolutely mind-blowing path, because by the end of this week you will realize that that happy surprise, that creative opportunity, oh my God, is a major part of your spiritual journey. If you did not take this on, if you did not consider this in the first place, you wouldn't be able to understand what you're going to be able to understand by the end of this week. This is bringing like a sacred and secret formula into your life. On one hand, you will really kind of have one of the biggest confirmation of what you have to do. It's to do with an old plan. But all this is going to make sense, because it's going to boil down towards you realizing that there is a very big move and very big step that you're going to need to make, my gorgeous Virgolini. And if you don't, you're not going to live your life to its fullest. You're not going to be happy. It's about you having a full contentment. You're really going to need to be honest with yourself, because this is going to come to the surface. This is all going to boil down towards you realizing that you are going to need to make one of the biggest moves of your life, literally. And none of this would happen, none of this would manifest if you did not consider that particular opportunity seriously in the first place. Like, oh my God, absolutely mind-blowing in so many different ways indeed. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know, there is something else I want to say to you here, okay? Because it's to do with also something that you've been like kind of really struggling with. Okay, another thing here, at around the beginning of this week, something that you've been struggling with, something really personal. And this is more about you know, again, being really honest with yourself. It's to do with some kind of self-imposed prison. And I know that this sounds really harsh, but hey, this life, it's not all gorgeous and beautiful and happy, slappy all the time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, this life can be very difficult. This life can be very hard. In fact, when it comes to life, you know, suffer. I know it sounds, I'm being a complete dark lala now, but suffering is, you know, an essential part of our lives, an essential part of our spiritual journey. It's actually suffering. Yes, I know. Whatever happens, however it happens, in some point in our life, we are gonna be suffering, you know, and you know, this is just like a pretty much so an important part of our spiritual journey. But there is something that you've been struggling with. This is to do with something very personal to you, and it's to do with you like kind of finding yourself in some kind of self-imposed prison. It's to do with something very personal to you that you do not like to talk about to many people. Only like a really special people in your life, very close people to you, they know about this. So you will be thinking about this struggle that you are having, and this struggle is making you feel really unhappy, and this struggle is kind of like to do with a self-imposed prison. You will know what to do. You will clearly know what to do, but you will be worried. You know, but you have to think about yourself, my gorgeous Virgolini. You really have to think about yourself, because if you think about other people more than you think about yourself, what kind of quality of life that is? Literally. And sometimes we need to make a certain move, and we need to make a certain step, and even if certain people get affected, even even if certain people get hurt, even if certain people get down, if you know that something is right for you, sometimes even the best people in your life are not going to be able to understand you. So it's about you realizing that, you've been struggling with something for so long, and you've been trying and it's just kind of not working. So this is why you just have to be completely honest with yourself here, because something is really going to happen very unusual, which is going to surprise you. But it's also going to kind of remind you that if you don't do something about it, nobody else can make this kind of decision for you. But then again, you're constantly going to be worrying that you're going to hurt someone. But I'm telling you that, in this life, you have to take care of yourself. And sometimes we do have to do things that are very painful and sad for us. But if we do know it's for our happiness, if we do know it's, ultimately we're just going to be so much more happier, then this is most importantly a way to go. So I'm happily going to say that you are. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, honestly, you are going to make, you see, why are you taking over? Why do you want to be in front of me? Stop it! Be nice. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so you are going to make this really brave move. That's the bottom line. So you're going to make this really brave move. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, because by you making that brave move, you're also going to heal yourself, my gorgeous Virgolini. You're going to heal yourself, and by you making that brave move, you are most certainly doing the right thing. You're going to come out of something so dark and so negative and so stale, oh my God, I cannot even explain this, very gray energy with it, indeed. But then again, by you making a brave move, you're doing the right thing, because this is going to help to keep your eyes on your goals, my gorgeous Virgolini, and enjoy every moment. So this means that this is something that was making you feel so dark and negative. You couldn't be happy, or you're not going to be happy until you kind of do something about it. And just remember that you're the only one who can make this decision. Indeed, no one can make this decision for you. So you see where this is going to lead towards you keeping your eye. You will be able to keep your eyes on your goals and enjoy every moment. And also you are going to start to believe in your personal power. I suppose it's to do maybe with a certain person or a certain group of people that were really affecting your energy in a very, very dark and negative way. Just remember, when you're around people who are really kind of negative and dark, it's going to reflect on you. If you're surrounded by the people who make you feel really good, who helps you to elevate, who inspire you, that's the way to be. That's the energy that contributes so much towards our own life, Absolutely brilliant. So this is why this is going to help you to open up and to believe in your personal power. And this is going to be the direct kind of karmic reward which you are going to have here, indeed. And also, when it comes to the midweek, I absolutely love this so much. Suddenly, you're going to feel this closeness to your family, to the people in your life, and you're going to feel maybe that you haven't been spending enough time with the family or with the people in your life. And here you're going to have a really beautiful moment. I see that you are going to be thinking about people in your life, and you're going to realize how much they mean to you. But you're also going to kind of decide to buy some kind of a gift to somebody who is in your family, very, very close to you, very important to you, bless your heart. And you are going to do this. You're going to buy some kind of a gift to somebody, and that just out of your own heart, out of your own goodness, is just going to come to you. You're going to see something somewhere online or on the phone or something that is going to remind you of that particular person, and then you're going to buy this to them. It's nothing huge or massive, but it is going to be something that person is going to absolutely love. Something really unique gift and present. And now this is what I want. What am I going with this? Once you do this, once that person received that present, that person is gonna get in touch with you, and that person is gonna tell you something. That person is gonna suggest something to you, and this suggestion that this person is gonna tell you, it's really kind of gonna sound a little bit crazy to you again to start with, but then again, almost instantly, like maybe almost like 10 or 20 seconds after that moment in time, there is something else that person is going to say to you, and what else additional this person is going to say to you. It's really kind of going to clear a little bit of confusion that you had in the first place, and that person is going to suggest, pinpoint something to you that you should do, that you should pay attention to, something which needs an attention and care at this stage. And this is brilliant for you to actually do, because otherwise this is spot on, and you will realize, oh my God, how valuable that person is in your life even more, because if that person didn't point you towards the right direction, you would kind of end up in a little bit of a mess, unnecessary mess later on. Absolutely brilliant indeed. And also, when it comes to the midweek, absolutely fantastic. I like this. I like this little success that you are going to have. It's an accomplishment. It's this accomplishment that you are going to have. It's to do with recognition. This accomplishment is going to have, it's also like going to make you feel so good, my God. And it's also at the same time going to make you aware of the fact that now at this stage of your life, this is the beginning of an ultimate change. On one hand, you will see what exactly you are capable of. You're going to find this extremely rewarding, because this is to do with the hard work and success, but also at the same time, admiration from others. It's going to mean to you so much indeed. But this particular kind of success that you are going to have, it's of course that this is going to make you feel really good. Of course that this is going to make you feel really good. But then again, something will be missing. Something is just missing. You're going to at a time when you should feel so happy and so excited, you are going to feel like a little bit incomplete. So normally you would feel so happy and everything, but now you're going to become aware of this, and this is only going to remind you how something is missing in your life. An important element is missing in your life, and there was somebody not that long ago that was so honest with you, somebody mature, somebody beautiful, somebody very devoted, somebody very friendly, somebody who's very educated, somebody who's like a very much so a really nice and positive person. Just a few weeks before that was really honest with you, and you didn't like it, and now you're gonna be reminded of this. Now you're gonna be reminded of that person, and you are really going to have such an important idea here, very important idea, which is indeed going to make you aware of the fact that you need to make a readjustment in your life. That idea that you are going to have, this is to do with you knowing exactly what readjustment do you need to make. But of course that this readjustment is going to come in the form of a happy sacrifice indeed. If that happened like about a few weeks ago, you would be like, no baby no, okay? But now you're just not gonna be able to wait until you literally jump into it, because at the same time somebody's gonna be motivate you so much. Somebody who you connect to, and somebody who has been going through the similar thing and in life, and somebody who you really kind of admire as well. This particular person is really gonna be motivating you so much, and this particular person is gonna have a gorgeous impact and influence on you indeed. Absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Virgolini, in so many different ways. By the time you get to the last part of this week, it's like, oh my God, this week it's absolutely out of this world. Okay, by the time you get to the end of this week, you're just gonna go into this beautiful spiritual moment. You're gonna start seeing beauty in things you haven't seen before, and now suddenly you're gonna realize, oh my god, where have I been all this time? I've been affected for some reason spiritually because, I haven't noticed certain things around me, that I'm noticing now. And this is all what that energy has done, and the little struggle that you've been through, my gorgeous Virgolini, over the last few months. I really like this so much because at around the end of this week, you're going to start seeing beauty in life again. This is absolutely brilliant. But also, at the same time, you are going to be thinking about, at the same time, sorry, at the same time, you're going to be thinking about some kind of a talent of yours that, again here, you've been neglecting, but something that you're ridiculously talented at and something that you stopped doing. So this is all part of this huge, massive reconnection with yourself. So it's not only about you starting to see beauty in things, not only about you starting to see beauty in life, but this is really going to a lot reflect on you, thinking about like how much you've been ignoring the specific talent of yours. Every single one of us is talented for something. And I don't want you to say to me, I'm not talented for anything. No, baby, no. It's just that you haven't discovered your talent yet. Okay, every single one of us is like a talented for something. I do not care what people say. That's a fact. Okay, that's what we are. We are powerful spiritual beings. We are out of this world. How powerful we actually are, as long as we connect to ourselves in such a way where we are using something that we are so talented about. So your talent is gonna be highlighted, but something that you don't do and you should really start doing indeed. Okay, very, very important. And that particular thing that you're talented about, what you're going to realize, you're going to plant some kind of spiritual seed here. And this is also going to make you feel so much happier once you take this on. But it's also like kind of going to improve your both spirituality and, again, financial situation as well. Like absolutely brilliant. And also when it comes to the when it comes to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's like basically you are going to have a very pretty much so a clear sign, a good omen, a clear indication. I don't need to tell you this. You are going, something is gonna happen, and you are going to have a clear sign, a clear indication. This is gonna be very, very powerful. It's gonna happen in a powerful way. Very much so. You're going to have a clear sign, an indication of which alteration do you need to make in your life in order to start the process of change. You must not worry about this whatsoever, because this is going to bring a huge, a massive accomplishment into your life. But it's going to be connected to some kind of like also that alteration that you need to make. Oh God, it's going to be connected to you kind of being a part of some kind of competition for a while, or it's going to be connected to you kind of going to talk to the certain people or speak to the certain people that you don't want to talk to, don't want to speak, that you don't want to be around. But then again, that's life. You really need to dive in as soon as you possibly can, because something wonderful is actually going to happen. You are going to pretty much get rid of this restriction that was shadowing you in your life for so long, and at the same time you're also going to release limiting beliefs. You're going to detach yourself from like kind of this limiting beliefs that you've actually had about yourself, and this is all going to be contributing towards you opening yourself up in such a beautiful way, where you find yourself on a little like kind of crossroads and trying to make a really difficult kind of choice here. You're not going to find this choice difficult or whatsoever. ever. Again, you're not gonna be able to like kind of like tap into it as soon as you possibly can. And that's exactly the way to be, my gorgeous Virgo. That's exactly the way to go. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.